Go live. Post a tweet. We're live. You go ahead. Intro.
Cool.
Boys and girls, today we're talking about the film Raw. Came out in 2016. It's a French film, which means there's a lot of nudity, but it also means there's a really good story that goes along with it. So, and I've got my friend Ty here, and we watched it. We've got notes, and we're going to go ahead and give this film a prostate exam. Let's go ahead and go.
Okay. um, yeah, you took notes. I should have taken notes, but I didn't. But you did take notes, and you have the lab coat.
Which is funny because last week I didn't take notes, but you had notes, so we kind of just flipped.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, do you wanna?
So.
Do you want me to start out by describing the?
Sure. Like maybe give some information about it and stuff.
So
I think
Raw.
that's like normal.
So Raw came out in 2016, and it is a film about a vegan girl. Let's just say real quick also that we want you to watch this movie because there will be spoilers, and we think it's best for you to judge movies by yourself, not take other people's judgments as your own. So,
Yeah.
go ahead.
This movie is hard. This movie is hard to talk about without spoilers because it's so like, you know,
Yep.
that's like the nature of it, I guess.
So, yeah, we just
But
recommend you go watch it before you listen to us talk about it for like an hour or two. So, it's on Shudder right now. If you have a Shudder account, we're not sponsored by Shudder, so we're just saying that it's available on there. So, go ahead check it out. It's pretty cheap to subscribe. So, and I think let's just get into it, shall we? So this film follows
yeah.
a vegan girl who's going to veterinary school, right? It's veterinary school.
Yeah.
And
She's like going to like a veterinary college.
yeah. She's basically following in her mom and dad's footprints. And as she's a freshman at this school, and she gets hazed. And when she gets hazed, they dump like raw meat, and then they also have to eat raw meat, hence the name Raw. But what happens is it kickstarts this whole problem where she's kind of like allergic to meat, but when she eats meat, it's just, I don't know how to describe it. Do you have a better way of describing it?
I guess like okay, so it's kind of postured in a way, that's like, it seems like it's just her preference, right? It's kind of put in a way that's like makes it basically that she's just like strongly opposed to eating meat, but there's a reason that she can't eat meat. There's a reason that she won't eat meat or whatever. And it's, you know what, actually something I noticed early too is, do you remember the first scene, Matt, when the she's getting the potatoes on the plate, and then like there's a meatball in there, and then like she almost bites into the meatball, and her parents kind of freak out for a
That
second.
that gets me on my first topic where I wrote notes. So since I've seen this before and I watched it again, the I noticed that the mom and dad seem very antsy about giving her meat. Like they're too angry about it. That's what
Yeah,
I kind of
they're
noticed.
like
Like
super worried.
super worried, like as if it's like a problem. It's like the end of the world, sort of. And then it gave me like
Mhm.
questions because I watched this back in 2016. It's been a while, so um, did they know about it? Is questions I started having. Did she have meat in the past? Is she actually allergic? And then what is it? How the mom says, "What if you had bitten into that? Just the bite would have caused some sort of reaction." And
Right.
yeah,
Well, it's like when she, remember when she, okay, so this all the bad shit starts happening once she eats the kidney, the rabbit kidney.
uh huh,
Like, remember like that whole thing, and like she got the rash, right? And I think the rash was kind of like a red herring in a way, because it really makes you think that she was just allergic to it, Like it makes you think that she just has an allergic, like a violent allergic reaction to meat, which is not entirely untrue, right? Because I mean, she did have that reaction to it, but um, what I think is like really interesting and cool about this movie is that it's able to take. It has a lot of different metaphors for like things that are kind of vaguely connected. You know, like it connects like sexuality and like hunger, and it connects like hunger and like violence and like I don't know. It really makes it kind of like the streamlined, just very understandable, very like symbolic thing, you know?
Yeah. Thanks for the follow, by the way. Uh, uh, yeah, that and as the movie goes on, you see a lot of these problems, and there's so many different themes in this one movie that it's hard to cover in just a couple hours. So you'll constantly be seeing themes, and one of them I did really want to talk about was hazing and its long-lasting problems, like
Mm-hmm.
psychological
Mm-hmm.
problems, and that's like what
Yeah.
starts all of these. All of her violent reactions to meat, and basically the whole storyline happens because of the hazing at the beginning. So the rite of
Right.
passage to get into school is by eating that raw rabbit kidney and then also getting dumped with blood on them, and
Yeah.
so that causes the whole thing, and it changes her for the rest of her life. Basically, is what they kind of allude to. So
Right.
she's just
And it's
not the
and
same.
the yeah, and like there's these the hazing rituals. They're like they really are like rituals, and it kind of frames it that way too because it's like we're seeing it from her perspective, not really from the perspective of these people who have been doing this for years, right? And they're like so used to it, and it's just like this violent, like not I don't mean violent in the sense that like people are hurting each other, but it's like very tumultuous and things are happening and it's just fucking crazy. Like everything's nuts and you know, like people are just fucking everywhere and and like doing a shit ton of drugs and like it's just kind of like and there's not I mean okay I'm not saying there's something inherently wrong with any one of those things. I'm just saying that it's like there's just a lot of weird shit that goes on like
It's a
in
lot
these
of the
hazing rituals.
it's a lot of the cheesy college partying things. That's what I noticed. Is
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's a lot of drinking, a lot of alcohol, drugs, and stuff. Uh, you're going to be the next Stuckman or Jeremy Johns. Chris Stuckman.
That would be fucking
That
awesome,
would be
dude. Chris
amazing.
Stuckman is a fucking yes. Chris Stuckman's a legend. So is Jeremy Johns too.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit off topic. But
I was just reading
yeah,
the
I don't know,
comments,
man.
so
Oh well, that's cool. That's cool. But yeah, so it starts off with the hazing shit, right? Like the hazing is like I kind of at first I'm like, okay, this is going to be about the hazing, which it was in a way, but then like everything just goes fucking like crazy. Like and the first scene at first like made no sense, like out of context, I guess. Like you know where like the car, like she stands in front of the car and we don't even
mhm.
know who it is, and then she like dodges the car,
Yeah,
like, and you're like, what the fuck is that?
that's what threw me off at first, but then it's just everything kind of revolves around more or so the family than it does, or more the sisters' relationship with each other. I think not the family in general
Yeah,
because you barely see the dad and the mom. You only see them for
yeah, you
probably
barely
like
do.
10
But you know
minutes.
what? Yeah, well, maybe a little bit more than that in the whole movie. But like the dad, he seems like especially depressed. Like he just has some things that he says like that you are like, God damn, why is this guy so depressing? Like at one point he says like, he's talking to the main girl, and he says, don't have two daughters, it's hell, or something
Yeah.
like that. And, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, why is he so doomer? And it's like, well, you kind of see at the end of the movie, but um, and also, I think
Well, also
this is
I
something because after, oh yeah, go
oh
ahead, sorry.
I was also gonna say maybe that the eating meat and stuff runs in the female side is what he kind of meant. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but that's what I kind of
Yeah,
get a vibe of. Is just like maybe it only happens to the girls, not the guys, but they have no way of
well,
knowing. So
it's kind of better left unanswered, I think, like because it makes, I don't know, it kind of makes the characters and the world feel a little bit more fleshed out when there's certain things that you can't know. You know what I mean? Like it's like we get a vague idea. Like we know kind of what it is, but we don't know exactly what it is, and that kind of makes it more mysterious and more horrifying, you
Yeah,
know? And
it adds a little bit of
but
mystery.
yeah, yeah, it does. And after I watched this movie, I kind of watched some interviews with the director because well, she obviously she has a lot to say about it because it's her movie. And she was talking about how people are kind of she was basically talking about how the beauty of it is that you can take what you want from it. And so, but then she was all
Hello, did you break up? I think he broke up for a second, so he'll be back. I'm just gonna talk for a little bit about what I kind of thought that this movie was a little bit about. Is it? It's similar to the book Animal Farm, whereas it pictures us as more animals. Like we actually forget that we are like animals, in a sense that we are. In at the end of the day, we are still
oh,
animals. Oh, are you back?
yeah, I'm back. Sorry.
Did you hear what I was saying at all?
No, a little bit. I know I cut off and then I basically died.
So what I was talking about that is this movie kind of compares to Animal Farm in a sense, because well, there's a lot of moments where we kind of are reminded that we are animals. So like when the
Mhm.
trucker talks about how they keep a pig in the back of the truck to lower their uh, blood alcohol content level. Uh,
Mhm.
I did look that up, and it's actually a real thing. It's called a transfusion with an X. You can look it up. Where like
What?
because we since blood can be we can use basically any blood from any animal. But there can be like diseases that can come along with that, such as like AIDS and stuff that can happen from that.
Yeah.
But it's an actual thing you can do. You can transfuse blood with with animals, which I thought that kind of just like is it like a symbol of just how we are still we are we think of ourselves better than animals, but we are still animals.
Right.
So,
We're just like we're like hyper intelligent animals.
and then another moment where I kind of noticed that is the dad says at one point, uh, what is it? A dog who tastes human flesh and likes it needs to be put down. It's
Mhm.
right after they expect the dog to have eaten the finger of the sister after
Right,
it
which
had
they
been cut
lied
off.
about,
Yeah,
which was fucking bullshit. That poor fucking dog died. He didn't even do anything. Well, he did kind of be sniffing her pussy, but I mean, he shouldn't die for that. He shouldn't fucking die for that.
I don't
He
think
was
so
just
either. So,
smelling. Yeah, but
uh,
dude, that fucking scene where she eats the finger, that shit was so well done. That was so horrifying.
the music in that scene where it's the dark organ music, and it kind of comes back near the end of the movie, but that just like it's like her descent into madness. It's like a
Yeah.
Silence of the Lambs type of feel, where like
Yes,
Hannibal
it
Lecter
feels like a very
eating.
classic.
Yeah,
Yeah, very like a very classic horror movie where like you have like a synthesizer, the big synthesizer chord, you know. It's like fucking and I feel like in any like not in any other situation, but in like if you do it wrong, it could be corny, but it wasn't. Like it wasn't corny at all. It was like holy shit, you know.
no, it was really good. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, I just like the music in general in this film. I think is just really good. Just the picks and the choices they used for like the party scenes. I think it
Yeah.
just knocks it out. It just adds so much more to the film without making the
Mhm.
movie all about music.
Yeah. And it also that kind of reminds me too of the scene where she's like looking into the mirror. You know what I'm talking about? I don't remember exactly what part in the movie it
When she's
happens in.
listening to like the
Um,
music where she's like it's like talking about how she's like a demon inside or something, and she's just
right. Well, she's talking
staring
about
at the
like
pic. She's just staring at the mirror and then ends up like kissing it.
yeah, like she's in a trance with the mirror. But what I really thought was really interesting was that like the song itself, the lyrics are kind of talking about like having sex with corpses and fucking like
It's
drugs and shit,
yeah,
and I'm like, this is like, I like, once again, it's like an allusion to the whole, like, how it's connecting all this shit, like hunger and lust and violence and, you know, like the whole animalistic side of it. It's like, it's like a very blatant symbol of that, which I thought was good. But I couldn't help but laugh during that scene because the way she like was looking into the mirror, I was like, this is so goofy.
the way she's
I,
dancing is really weird. But the thing that
yeah,
really scares me is when she's in the like right on that night she's just sitting on the like a table or a bar and she's just like staring at the camera in like the red light like as she like it's like a descent into madness as she's like figuring out like all of the how her family and she's trying to piece everything together. It kind of looks like
yeah.
a straight up demon or a devil.
Oh, do you hear that? Do you hear
Yeah,
that behind me?
yeah.
It'll be gone in just a second, I promise.
Is the library on fire?
Yeah, no. Someone might have died, but I don't think the library's on fire. But anyway, yeah, that scene where she's sitting down, like, and the camera, like, kind of zooms into her in the corner, that was really good. All the party scenes are really good. One scene I didn't really like, though, and this is, like, the only scene in the movie I really remember not liking. Because, like, everything else, I was like, wow, this is great. Like, this is a great movie. But the scene I didn't really like was when the sisters are biting each other towards the end. Like, they're biting each other's arm, and it does, like, the dramatic,
The face
the
and the
camera's kind of spinning around.
arm, yeah.
Yeah, the face and the arm. Yeah, I was like, this is a little bit too on the nose for me.
I
You
think
know,
well
like
that
just a
scene
little
also
bit.
just has some shoddy camera work. Also, I think it's really shaky.
That
and
might have been
everything.
it.
It's like
Yeah,
everything's smooth and kind of like telling a story, but then when they fight, it's just the cameraman's like up and down constantly, and it's insane.
shaky cam.
Yeah,
Yeah,
trying to. I hate when they do shaky cams, like to show
classic
just to show stuff.
movement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it
Um,
ruins movies sometimes. So that's all.
Sometimes, yeah, if it's overused, I definitely agree. I know what you're talking about, but I did think it was kind of a good example of how, like, and you know, I kind of thought this when I was watching the movie, but there's a theme of kind of like how the way people act hurts each other, like directly. You know, it's like a very, so, and that scene is very literal in the way that they are actually hurting each other. But I'm doing kind of a poor job of explaining it, but I kind of thought that was a part of the theme of it, and like I said, I watched the interview with the director, and she said that, yeah, it was in fact like a big point is that these things, like, I don't know, like simple desires, I guess, like giving into your desires can be incredibly like damaging to, you know, to other people. And you kind of see that again, one, like with the dad, like at the big shock at the end where it's like where he, you know, opens his chest and you see all those fucking cuts and shit on him. Like, that's like another example, I guess, of how like their mom giving in to her desire is like what led him to be damaged, I guess.
Well, also, I really did not like that last scene, like the scene where he takes off his shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think it was really needed because you can kind of feel like it. Yeah, if the sister has it, it kind of runs in the family, and that's what I was thinking that scene was supposed to show. But now that you mentioned that, it kind of makes a little more sense to be there. But I still don't like how they did it. I don't know.
Like, you don't like handle it, basically.
I just don't. I didn't like it. That's probably the only scene I didn't really like. And I don't know why. But
Sometimes you just can't explain it. Sometimes just something just throws you off, you know.
so yeah.
But oops, sorry. I don't know. I liked that last scene. I didn't think too much into it. Like, at that point, it was like the main mystery had already basically been solved. Like, I actually, you know what? I deduced from the very beginning, I was like, okay, I knew it. Like, I basically knew it. I was like, all right, so they're cannibals, and they have like a lust for meat, and it's hereditary. Like, I knew that. So I guess in a way, it kind of feels like the end where he shows himself like, doing that is a little bit unnecessary
Yeah,
because it's like, well,
that's what I was.
we've already known for most of the movie.
Yeah, you can immediately think like once the you realize the sister has it, you can kind of think that yeah, it runs in the family, and then I think at one point I remembered that the mom has it, and I don't remember why.
Mm.
I think that like when she went to the hospital, I kind of understood a little more because the way the mom reacts to all this stuff. So the mom's the one that reacts at the beginning and says like freaks out about the meatball. The dad doesn't really care, but he
Mm.
cares a little bit because he knows what'll happen. But he it doesn't care as much as the mom because the mom's had to deal with it for all her life basically. So
Yeah.
you can
And
kind
actually,
of
that
think
makes me think of something. That makes me think of a little plot hole, actually. Like, actually, a major plot hole, really. I don't. You might have picked up on this because I remember thinking about this after watching the movie a little bit. But so if the mom and dad knew they had that problem, right? They met there, they're together, but they went to that same college and they went through that same ritual. Why the fuck are they sending their fucking daughters there alone, knowing full goddamn well that this shit would happen? It doesn't make any sense. Like, I
yeah.
love the symbolism, I love the movie, but it doesn't make any fucking sense at all.
That was definitely a question I had this time. I don't think I caught on that the first time, but I caught on it the second time I watched it. Uh, so I the only thing I could think of to like combat that is that the mom and dad forgot. But how do you forget
I
that?
don't know,
But
man.
also the sister kind of is a bitch about it. She like peer pressures her sister into eating the meat. Also, she could have like
Yeah, well,
shrugged it
yeah.
off.
Her
But
sister, her sister was the most like hateable fucking character. Like, let's be real.
yeah,
I loved the gay roommate. I fucking love that guy. He was so cool. But the fucking sister, she's just so like, she's like evil. She's fucking devious.
it's throughout
Like,
the whole movie. She's
she,
constantly causing problems.
yeah, she's always causing problems. She literally fucking kills someone. Like, she literally fucking like purposely jumps in front of a car to swerve someone off and die, and then starts eating them right there. Which also is like they would totally, the police would totally fucking
And
notice
she's
that.
been doing
They
it
would
on that
absolutely
same
fucking notice that.
road. She's been doing it on that same road for like probably 2 years since she's ate that
Right.
rabbit heart or
And
whatever.
oh yeah, and
So
yeah, yeah,
they would have
and
figured
it's
out
like,
something.
and it's yeah, but the daughter, or the two sisters, like they kind of represent two sides of one coin, because the older sister, she like gave in completely, basically. She gave in completely to her like hunger, I guess we'll call it. And the younger sister, at first she did, like she gave into it, but then she kind of realized, like after everything went to shit, she was kind of like, okay, this is, I need to stop, basically. She kind of was able to subdue it. So it's kind of a positive ending in that way. But it's also kind of damning because it's like, yeah, you're fucked. Sorry. Like, good luck if you ever like, if you accidentally eat a little fucking slice of pepperoni, I guess you're a fucking cannibal murderer now.
Yeah.
So
What another
and yeah.
another thing because we're talking about the sisters' relationship. They kiss their scars at the end, like through the glass at the jail. Did you realize that?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I
Yeah, I
wrote
did.
that
Yeah,
I wrote that they are the same but different, and they have both left their marks on each other. So that's kind
mm,
of what I wrote about that. It's just a very small detail that they both have been affected by each other's relationship. So
yeah.
and
I didn't think about it that way. I kind of thought like, I don't know. I kind of thought it was like, all right, so they're sisters, and like, I don't know. This is just like a weird. This is just a weird thing. It's like, hey, remember that time? Remember that time we were fucking like crazy cannibals? I don't know. I
remember when we took a
and
bite out of each other?
yeah. Remember that fucking time we? Remember that time I murdered your fucking roommate, and then fucking bit your arm or bit your fucking face or whatever. I don't know. That shit made me so sad. But you know what? Something that caught me off guard that I did not expect to catch me off guard, if that makes sense. When she woke up at like okay, so her and her sister had a fight or whatever. And for whatever fucking reason, the younger sister decided not to lock the door. She decided not to lock the door that her sister was in, knowing full fucking well that she was on her fucking cannibal pang, her cannibal like
That's
run,
throughout the
whatever.
entire movie. I don't even think they have locks on the doors because anyone just walks into the room. Like they take the mattress, throw it outside. They bust in and pour paint on her. No, not pour paint on her, but kind of kidnap her. They they do tons of
Oh
that
yeah.
stuff. I don't think they have locks on their rooms, but their rooms compared to like
Yeah.
regular college dorms are like full on apartments.
Yeah, they are. And it's like and the college looks so fucking weird and dreary. It looks like fucking like they do a really good job of making it feel very oppressive, like in a really oppressive atmosphere.
Hmm.
And and the like going back to the hazing aspect, right? I just remembered a couple more times like there's like a social hierarchy basically where they basically force you into doing this shit, but not really because you have a choice. It's just gonna be a lot harder for you, and I don't know, like obviously I've only been to community college, so I can't say that actual college hazing rituals are this extreme. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. You hear crazy shit like this all the time. Like, not exactly to the extent of there's two cannibal murderers on the campus who are like having sex with people and murdering people. But I don't know. And that was also another good thing too, is the scene where the what's her name? What's the younger girl's name? Do you remember?
Uh, the younger one. I knew
Yeah.
the actress's name at one point because I looked her up real quick to see what else she's been in. She's not been in a lot. Now the sister,
No.
the older one's been in a lot more. Let me
Mm.
look up.
And the younger sister, she actually. Oh wait, I'll wait till you say the name.
It's
I'll wait till you say the name.
Justine. Justine, and the older one's Alexia.
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah, and she calls her Alex. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that just reminded me of a couple things. Okay, sorry, my head's flooding with ideas now. So, first thing I wanted to note to say is the actress that plays her. I thought she was really young. I was like, okay, this has to be like a fucking 15-year-old girl playing like an 18-year-old, and if so, this is kind of fucked. But I was like, there's no way. I was like, there's no fucking way. But she was 18 when the movie
Yeah,
was
she's like 2 years older
being
than us.
recorded. Yeah. So, um, but the thing is, she has this smile. She has this like weirdest smile, and it's kind of adorable, but it's kind of like I don't know. It's just like I've never seen like she has like that closed lips smile where it's like it feels like her like lips kind of just like pushed together. I don't even know how to explain it. It just looks so like weird, but kind of cool.
She doesn't
You know
show
what
her
I'm talking about,
teeth.
right, Matt?
Yeah, she doesn't really show her teeth.
No, she doesn't show her teeth. No. I don't either though. I kind of relate to that. Like I saw it and I was like, yeah, I kind of feel you there.
Yeah, she has sort of a weird smile. Mostly, it's like that's kind of what it is.
Yeah, it's like
It's
yeah. And oh, go ahead, go ahead.
oh no, I was done with my point. So
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go on to something completely unrelated, but because I don't know why this just reminded me of this though. Like the funniest scene, or like one of my favorite scenes in the movie, is when they're on the rooftop, and then and then the older sister Alex is like, watch this, I'm gonna pee, and then she just fucking like projectile pisses on the roof, and then then Justine or whatever, she fucking pisses herself. I was like, all right, that's kind of a wholesome moment to be real.
is
That's
it?
kind of a cool moment there. I don't know. I kind of saw it that way. Gave me like personal memories, like I don't know. It
Have
gave me
you done
like
that on a
flashbacks.
roof?
Yes, I have. I have.
Seriously?
In downtown. Yes, right by where I'm at right now. I have. I'm literally looking at the building right now at my car window. So it kind of gave me like, yeah. I mean, it wasn't cool. Like obviously it's like fucking stupid and like don't do that. Um, it just gave me memories. I don't know, but it's just kind of a weird thing I remembered.
Yeah. Let me get my notes. I put it on the ground for a second. Um, we talked about hazing, but also I do find it funny that they sent the vegan to a veterinary school.
Yeah. I mean, well, I don't know. It's not really. Is that really that strange though?
I don't know, but since most of the stuff that they're doing is more farm animals that are gonna end up being butchered and stuff, it
Yeah,
does.
but I mean, I don't know. We see that's just the stuff we see though. Like we see a couple select things because every single thing like relates to the plot, babe. So it's like I don't know. I don't really see that being mutually exclusive, like being a vet school and being a you know vegetarian. I don't know, cause like I guess you want to help animals, right? You want to be you're literally an animal doctor. So I feel like it's more aligned with like it makes more sense to me at least. I mean, does that make sense, or am I just
Somewhat, but every scene that we see in the movie is more about like cows and stuff. You talk a lot about
yeah, and
cows more than
horses?
anything. Cows and horses. The horses are a little bit. See, but the cows are a big chunk of it. You see the cow in the classroom. You see the cow with the sister at one point. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah, most of it's like farm animals, which then brings me back
Well,
to
you know what? Oh,
another
go ahead.
point in the film is where do animals have feelings and rights? Do
Oh
animals
yeah,
have
yeah, yeah,
emotions?
yeah,
Because that's a big
yeah.
point
That
in
was a
this.
thing.
Um, yeah, that's one of the things I have. I
Yeah.
don't have a lot on it, but I know that they
Hmm.
mention it at one point. Is it the dog? Is it when the dog dies, or is it when with the horse? Uh, I don't know. Do you remember when they talk about? I think it's the dog when they have to put down the dog. Then they say like, do they have feelings or something or emotions? But
Hmm.
whoa,
I do remember. I do vaguely
I
remember
I
that.
remember it somewhere. I just can't remember where. I should have wrote down the times and
I
stuff.
think
So
no, no. I think you might be talking about something that happened earlier in the movie because do you remember the cafeteria scene when they're talking about the monkey? They're talking about how AIDS got started.
yeah, that's
You
that's
know.
where it is. They're talking about how AIDS, and then they talk about. I don't want to say it's the R word. I don't know if I'll get TOS for that, but
I hope not, but I
I
mean probably. I
I
mean I
don't
don't
want to
know.
say it, but how that
See
how AIDS
now I want to
started and
say
stuff.
something about slandering. Oh, sorry. I see now that you question that, I question if you'll get in trouble for me questioning Twitch. I don't know. I just have a bad. Okay, you know what? I'll just stop here. I'm not gonna go on a tirade. What were you saying?
Well, yeah. Then they have that whole conversation about whether that monkey would have felt or had any emotions about that, like how victims of like that sexual assault and stuff have. Uh, and
Hmm.
I think, well, yeah. If you think about how
Yeah.
another plot point in the whole movie is like how we are animals and we feel
Hmm.
emotion, so why don't they? Why wouldn't they? And
I
that's
think it's. I think it's kind of. I don't think it's whether. I don't think it's really a question of whether they feel emotions or not. I think it's pretty obvious, but I think what it's really asking is the value of their emotions, like relative to ours, if that makes sense. Because they say like they, the guy asks, he was like, "Oh well, people do that. People do that to animals," and then the other guy says, "Well, some people do," and then the girl gets upset. She's like, "That's wrong." And then the other girl's like, "Oh well, why are you so upset? It's just a monkey." And then she asks her, she's like, "Is it the same? Is it the same for a monkey as it is for a woman or a man?" And she says, "Yeah." She's like, "Yeah, that sexual assault is harmful either way." And so it's really kind of asking. It's not like do they have feelings, but it's like do we really value their feelings? I don't know. Or like what is the value of their feelings, I guess. That scene was something that definitely stuck out to me. I really remembered that because I was towards the beginning of the movie, and at that point I was kind of like, okay, so this movie is going to actually have like themes. It's not just going to be like a slasher, or like a and there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, the only thing that
I
really
like those
touches
type of
on
movies.
horror is blood, violence, and stuff like that. But that happens later in the movie, I think. But it also has
Hmm.
that grossness. It's also got that creepy atmosphere. Like the campus just looks
Yeah,
strange, and it's just a weird campus. I think is. I actually want to know where they filmed
it's
that scene. I want to know where this campus is, so I might look that up later.
hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it did a good job blending like horror and drama together. Like, you know, but I felt like it was more horror than anything. It's like more of like it's like the type of horror that's like more subtle, you know? It's like it gets in your brain and makes you think,
Psychological,
you
I
know.
thought more.
Yeah, psychological. Yeah. Except for well, you don't really have to think about
No.
you don't really have to think about like oh, cannibal girl like cuz that's not very common, at least not that I know of. So, it's like it's more so just the like the whole the aspect of giving in to like very strong primal instincts, I guess. Oh, and you know what? You know what? That scene you're talking about where the truckers have a pig in their car, right? They have a pig in their truck. Was so confused by that fucking scene. I was so confused by it because I don't know, I didn't really understand it. The way that the guy was talking, he was being like so fucking creepy, and so I thought it
Well,
was
he was also
sexual.
touching the
I thought,
guy's ear, so he was kind
yeah,
of getting
yeah,
that. I think he was expecting them
yeah,
to
yeah,
come
yeah.
into his truck, but then the
I thought he was like I thought he was like having sex with the pig or something.
no, he
Like
was zero
I
transfusion. They were
okay.
they were talking about how the truckers get drunk and then how they get away with that. So
Mhm.
then the girl says, "Why don't you just go ahead and ask them yourself?" Points to the guy. The guy walks up, and then the trucker starts caressing the guy's ear. It's really
Yeah.
strange. I still don't understand why he was doing that, but I think it was to go more into that direction of like, yeah, he's just kind of being creepy and kind of wants to do do a
Well,
little nasty. So
I actually think it wasn't like completely intentional, and I think that it was actually not so much to make him seem creepy, which it did do that for sure, but I think it was to double down on the aspect of sexuality that they cover quite a bit, you
yeah,
know? Because it's like like once again, it's just another example of them relating like hunger and like food like as a primal instinct, I guess. That type of. But and when the younger girl you said her name's Justine, right? I have terrible memory.
I think it's. Let me check.
Checking for the second
I know
time in 20
the
minutes.
one girl is Alex is the older sister because they say her name so often. Yeah, it's Justine's the younger one. I'm just gonna keep this up because
Okay,
I'll end
so
up
yeah.
forgetting again. So
It's okay. So yeah, Justine, that scene, oh my god, okay, so the scene where she has sex with her roommate, right? That scene was like so fucking like edge of your seat, like it really made you freak the fuck out because it's like, oh my god,
she's gonna
what
bite
is
him
she
at any
doing?
moment, and then
Right, and then she ends up biting herself, but it was like, it was so like kind of, it was almost like a zombie, like she was almost like a fucking zombie, you know? And it was like that's kind of I was like, "Oh my god, please don't kill him. Like please, he's my favorite character. Please don't kill him." He didn't die there though.
no,
But
he dies like
for
the
some
next
for
night. So
some yeah, he dies like literally a night later, which it felt like much longer than that. But um that's yeah, I was really surprised by that scene. That fucking scene where where they're laying in bed, right? Like
yeah,
I started going on a rant about this particular part, right? How she didn't lock the door or whatever, and her sister came in and killed the guy with the fucking ski thing, whatever the fuck it was. Like she I don't know, like they were in the bed and I was like, "Oh, okay, everything is fine." And I don't know why I was fucking thinking that cuz obviously it's not fucking fine. Like it's obviously not. And like after a little bit I started to realize, "Okay, wait a minute. She's going to pull the blanket down and he's going to be dead." And then I was like, "Oh, okay, he is. Well, I guess fuck me." Um I don't know.
This is where I didn't remember the scene in the movie. That scene where she ends up dying, because I remember I thought Justine did that. Because I haven't seen this movie in a while, so I was like, well, I think Justine might have been the one that killed him, and then that twist is just insane. I I like that twist a lot, but I still don't.
Yeah.
I think the reason it's hard to find a reason why she did it. Maybe
Um.
unquenchable like thirst or hunger for that. But then you think
Yeah. I think she was just hungry.
Justine's the one that's starving herself.
Right.
So why would
Yeah.
Alex be the one to do that?
She's just a. You know what it could have been? It could have been a mixture of like her extreme hunger, and like spite, and like
Yeah, and
sexual
anger.
desire. Yeah. Because it's set up a little bit earlier when they're playing games together that she definitely wants to fuck him. Like Alexis wants to fuck him. You know, and because Justine says she's like, "Fuck off, my gay man, who I have sex with." I don't know, but I don't know. He felt like the most human to me. So they definitely did a good job of like taking. Well, I can't say the most human. He just felt like the most normal, most relatable. Even though it starts off like, when it starts off, I'm like, okay, this guy's gonna be a dick. Like that's what I kind of thought because he barged into her room or whatever, but he didn't end up being a dick. And oh my god, that scene where do you remember that scene where he's playing soccer
Yeah. It would like his shirt off and
and
stuff,
she's like
and
looking at
she's
him?
just staring at him, and then the camera zooms in on her face to show that she's like really like
Yeah.
psychotic, kind of, but she's also really
Yeah.
interested in him, like likes him
And her
because he's
nose starts
attractive.
bleeding.
Yeah. Now,
Well, I kind of saw it as she wanted to eat him, but like both. It's like both,
yeah, it's
obviously. It's like
both.
she wants
Yeah,
to eat him, but she wants to fuck him.
and she doesn't know which one
And
she
it's
should
like,
do, but she.
yeah.
Now the
It's kind
nosebleed
of
there.
like, oh, go ahead, go ahead.
The nosebleed, I don't understand exactly. Um, so why does it just pop up out of nowhere? Nosebleeds don't happen like that for me.
Maybe.
Does it happen for you, like when you're staring at someone who's attractive and just nosebleed immediately? I think it was just an
I'm no,
artistic thing
not
they
for
threw
me.
in.
No, I mean it could have been, but I know that that is a thing that happened. I think that's a thing that happens. Okay, this is where I'm gonna sound like a total idiot by talking about things I don't know about. So, yeah, but
That happens on Twitch,
I
so
know. Well, my little brother, he has terrible nosebleed problems, and he'll like have like really really crazy like nosebleeds that come out of nowhere. But I know I'm pretty sure. Okay, this is a harebrained theory. This is gonna go off in a little bit, but so you know how in anime, I don't know if you've ever seen like there's like and sometimes in anime when a character gets like super horny, they're like start bleeding out of their nose profusely.
yeah.
I don't know. Have you ever seen that?
I think that happens in Dragon Ball a lot.
Probably, yeah. So that's kind of what I thought about. I was like, maybe that's a real thing. Maybe that's what they're alluding to. Maybe that actually happens. But I don't know. I don't fucking know. So I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh yeah, it's because of that thing that I saw in anime. That means that really happens, right? Because that'd be fucking stupid. But I mean, I don't know.
So if you look up sudden nosebleed, stress could have caused her nosebleed, I guess. I don't. Sign of a
Horny
stroke.
anime nosebleed real life.
Did that pop up? If you does that actually pop up?
So look it up. No, look it up. Look it up. It'll probably pull up something interesting though.
I don't want it to play a video.
The excitement on your face is so fucking like. Let
Japanese
it pull up.
anime has very cleverly depicted this arousal of emotions, hormones acting up, and the feeling of getting swept away by love, like feeling, like love, like feeling all that in the expression of a nosebleed. But why'd they choose the nosebleed?
So
Here.
it's not real.
There's a Reddit one. There's a Reddit question. Okay,
So someone was just
it's
like, "Hey,
the Japanese has always believed that getting aroused causes a spike in blood pressure, which would then cause nosebleeds.
hmm.
While
Well,
being
I
aroused
mean,
does
I
in fact
guess,
raise your blood pressure, it certainly does not make your nose bleed.
hmm. So, so there's two possibilities then for this scene. The most likely explanation is that it was just an artsy thing, I guess.
Well, there are
And then,
questions that this Reddit goes on for a while, and it's like it raises your pressure, but it can't raise it to the point where your nose will bleed. So
hmm.
that's what some people are saying. I don't believe Redditors, so
Yeah,
so I'm taking this.
that's a
I'm
good,
taking this very lightly.
yeah. You kind of have to take everything you hear, and kind of just filter it through your actual fucking brain. Um, you know? So it's like, it could be true, but is it? Like, no, most likely
I
not.
believe that
It's most likely
stress could
bullshit.
have caused it. That might be the one reason that's close to why nosebleeds start is stress. I'm not a doctor, even though I have a
Yeah.
lab coat. I'm not a
Yeah, you have a
doctor.
fucking snazzy, you got the fucking art film lab coat prop
What the heck
drip
was that?
going on there. What?
Safari just opened up for some reason. My mom was using it the other day for taxes, and I think she got a virus on my computer. I
Uh-oh.
never use Safari. Don't use Safari.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
understand
okay.
why.
it's it's okay. No one's judging you. Actually, no, probably everyone is, but who
I'm
gives a
kind of
fuck?
happy that it didn't load. What popped up was something called Mansley.
What? What is that?
I don't
What is
know.
that?
I'll pull it up later.
You
See what it's all about. I don't know. She was doing taxes on it, and
Mansley.
she
You know
opened Safari, and then
what?
tons
You know
of
okay.
pop-ups happened. I think you broke up. Let's see. My camera will shut off in a little bit. What is the Mansley? We'll wait while he comes back.
Oh wait, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, don't look up what Mansley is. Don't tell me what it is. Don't tell me what it is. I'm gonna guess. Okay, even if you see it, I'm just gonna guess. Okay.
Can you tell by the look of my face? Don't
Can
look
you,
into my glasses.
okay. Okay. I didn't know if you heard me or not. But okay, so is Mansley service slash box fucking loot crate thing for men?
No.
Ah, fuck.
Here's a hint.
God damn it.
It's from like Saudi Arabia. I think it's in Arabic. I can't
Oh,
tell.
okay,
It's
well.
like in symbols. It definitely seems
Hmm.
Arabic or somewhere around Saudi Arabia. Do you want to guess again? Now that you know that it's Arabic. It's in Arabic.
Well, that kind of, I feel much colder than I do hot now. I feel like I've lost
I
traction.
could give you a hint.
So, okay, let me think. Let me think of a hint to add. Does
pull this over here.
the
Hey, you mind turning off the stream for a second? I'm gonna show them what Mansley is. It's not sexual.
Okay.
It's not sexual at all.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. What
That's a
is it?
hint. You see that? Oh,
Wait. Okay. Wait. Let me look it up. Let me look at this thing.
stop opening the thing.
Did you pull it up?
Do you see that? Let's wait. There's latency
Uh.
on.
Hold on. I'm okay. This is where I try to fucking navigate through this shit and then fuck up.
Stop
and then
opening
die.
it.
I don't see. I do not see. Let me.
The Mansley. I can tell you, but it's. I don't think it's a
Okay,
real
just-
website. It says not secure. It's just so
Oh, what
I'm a
is
bit
it then?
worried to have it open. Kitchen gear, but it says they have 0 items in every shop. It's also got toys and beauty gears, beauty stuff, but there are no products anywhere on this website. it's
Bruh.
it's
What?
it's
How? It's just
it's
a
like
pop up.
this.
It's probably just a. Dude.
They got a cool symbol. It's like a chef's hat made out of kitchen gear and kitchen knives and stuff.
Huh.
But they don't sell anything.
Well,
They got pictures on here, but they don't sell anything.
I feel like this is a dangerous rabbit hole to go down.
Yeah,
Really.
I just got out of it. It said not secure and like warned me about it. So let's see if it ruins my computer or not. We'll see.
Probably.
I hope not.
But what was I gonna say about back to the movie? Shit. It's definitely a movie that's worth rewatching. I think, and definitely a good movie. I don't know. Should we go on to the rating?
I do want to talk about one moment. The gay guy, the roommate. When they're dissecting the dogs the next day, after they put down their dog, did you realize what dog Justine got in front of her?
Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute. Wait a minute. Did she get? Did she get her fucking dog?
She got she
Did
got
she?
I think the dog's name was Gus. And that was the dog they put in front of her. And the guy was just like, why did they do that? She had just put down the dog yesterday and it was right in front of her. And she just went
Bruh.
in with dissecting it.
Yeah, I was about to say. She just go in. I was wondering what that was about. See, I didn't pick that up. What I thought was, I thought it was just like, okay, so she sees the dog, and like she has this weird meat fetish, so she's just like fucking going crazy cutting it open. But I didn't realize that it was her fucking dog.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I didn't realize that, and I don't think I realized that the first time I watched. Now, when you watch the second time, you'll realize that. But it's the same dog, and she leaves it on the table. It's the only dog on the tables, like at the end of the day. So I don't know if she realized after a while that it was that dog, and I kind of ran off. But she just jumped into it after the day before they had put the dog down, and then it had ended up on her table for dissection. And she just didn't realize it.
Well,
So
I think she realized it. And I think she didn't care because she fucking threw the dog under the bus. She threw the dog under the bus and got him fucking killed, put down for something he didn't do, right? And then she did that. So I think she really just doesn't care. I think she's going so hard, like that she fucking just does not care at all.
I could see
That's
that.
my opinion, though. Now that I have that information.
Well, yeah. Alex, I don't think really cares for the dog either, even though it was her dog.
What does she care about? Like, really, what the fuck does Alex care about?
Gay guys, eating gay guys.
Gay guys. Eating gay guys. And yeah, that's her thing.
That's her thing. That's all she's
Fucking
about.
yeah.
And ruining her
No,
sister's life.
well,
Peer pressure, partying.
yeah. Yeah, she's chaotic. She's very chaotic.
You want to hear about the small
Is she
problem I
chaotic
have
evil?
with this
I don't
movie?
know. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
You notice at the beginning they dump the blood on the lab coats and everything. Do you notice that when she wears it like a couple hours later, it turns into like it's still like red. It's still the same red.
It wouldn't look like that.
No, it would have been brown. And then for the rest of the movie,
Yeah, it would have been
looks
nearly...
like a coffee stain. It looks more like a giant coffee stain than it does a blood stain.
Yeah.
It would have
Yeah,
been.
no, if it was real blood, it would have been like a thick, like fucking like brown, almost like brown with a little bit of purple almost. You know? Like, or red, like brown with a little bit of red.
But
in
blood
it.
changes color super quickly. So like after she had taken that test and everything that same day, I don't know why do teachers want to test on the first day? I hate that. But after she takes the test on the first day, her lab coat is still the same color red as it had been in the morning. And I guess that class was probably about 2 or 3 hours, and that blood would have started changing colors by that time.
Yeah.
And I know that because I on a band trip I had a bloody nose and I had no napkins, so I went to the place we were supposed to play with a giant bloody nose all over my face. Uh, it was
That's kind of
dry,
badass.
and it well, I got off the bus looking like a straight up zombie because I had blood all over this area of my face, and it was bad. I'm just happy I wore black that day.
Yeah, you're lucky.
If I had worn white, I would have been dead. I would have had to stay on the bus the rest of the day. But
that kind of reminds me of this fucking. I think I might have already told you about this, but that kind of reminds me of this thing I did in high school. I was like so fucking cringe, so bad. But I had. Did I tell you about the shirt? The shirt I had, the fucking blood shirt.
no, I don't think I've heard about a blood
Okay,
shirt.
so. All right, so this is like fucking nasty. Okay, this is like so nasty, and it kind of relates to this movie, I guess, in a way. So, like, I was really edgy, and so, but I had this beige colored shirt with like a little dragon design on the inside of it, and one day I just had the brilliant fucking idea, like the giga brain idea, to fucking rip open my fingers because I have a bad habit of biting my nails. So I ripped open my fingers and I started painting. It was bleeding so much that I could paint on my shirt with the blood. And so I painted all over this fucking shirt in my own blood. Like all kinds of stupid shit. Like band names. Like I wrote like Slayer, Death Angel. You know, all this shit on it. And it's like so gross. So fucking gross. And I got called down to the counselor's office, and they're like, "Are you okay? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?" Like, understandably, right? And I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm totally fine. Like, everything's okay." And I'm sitting there with like fucking like fresh blood like caked on my fucking shirt from ripping open my fingers. It was so nasty. Like, yeah.
I had
See, I guess in that
something
situation
like
I was
that.
Alex.
I had something
All right,
like
go ahead.
that. So at one of our band practices, which would tend to go like, we had like 24-hour band practices during a summer, like for like 2 weeks, and you kind of go insane on those just because you're just heat exhaustion and stuff. So I knocked over in our choir room. Our choir teacher had a coffee cup that was just sitting up on the top. I think he forgot to bring it home or something, and I ended up knocking it over on accident, and it broke. And I picked up all the glass pieces with my bare hands and ended up getting the pricked and like kind of started bleeding on my hands. So then our the person in charge of our group that day decided, okay, so now it's time to write your names on your new sheet music and stuff. And I was like, I don't have a pen. What am I gonna use? And then my fingers started bleeding, and I was like, okay, might as well. Started writing my name on it in blood.
God damn it, Matt. I mean, I'm no one to. I guess I'm no one to criticize. So,
You wrote on a T-shirt
I mean,
and wore it around the school. I wrote it on a piece of paper, and I might still have that piece of paper somewhere. I think I actually do. So I might look for that.
Yeah,
later.
that's a good keepsake.
But I'm pretty sure I have that piece of paper somewhere. But I remember I wrote my name on it, and I think people just thought it was weird, but people overlooked it. Like, it's just Matt being Matt.
Yeah.
Just...
Yeah, it's just Matt being Matt. Matt doing Matt things. Yeah, it was kind of like that. Kind of like the opposite for me. Because when I wore that blood shirt, like I wore it to my band class, and like, yeah, like some people were like, "Dude, that's cool," but that's like the minority. Because most people were like, "What the?" Yeah, like most people were like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Like
Wait,
you're
so
you're an actual fiend.
Where'd you cut your hand or your fingers?
Like did you say why did I?
Where did you cut? Did you do it purposefully or did you do it on accident?
No, yeah, I did it on purpose. I just bit into my fucking finger to make it bleed like profusely. Like I just fucking chomped off a piece of my finger. Yeah.
But why?
It's fucking nasty. Cause I don't know, cause I was edgy. I was fucking edgy, dude. I was edgy. I was just like, yeah, check this out. And then it bled so much that I could just paint with. Like, it bled so much I could paint. Like, literally paint with it.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's
That's like the nastiest
so
shit.
mine was on accident, yours was on purpose.
Yeah, you were like, yours was like a product of circumstance. Mine was like, it'd be cool if I bit my finger and instead of painting blood on it. That'd be
Biting your
cool. I have a
finger,
picture of it.
biting your finger kind of reminds me of Attack on Titan.
Oh, biting your, yeah, when you bite your hand or whatever. Yeah, well, I checked. Okay, so I've been spying on I've been spying on your progress because, yeah, because I'm curious. I'm always curious. I'm like, how far is Matt? Like, has he seen this yet? Has he seen this yet? And so, like,
I'm only a little
yeah,
bit
it's like
past
stocks.
halfway in the season. Our first season.
Yeah.
I've been going slow just because I've been doing schoolwork and my teachers have been laying it on me. So my teacher decided to have assignments due like every day of the week.
Mm.
So like I finish and I can't finish these assignments because they take like 2 hours each. So I got to finish an assignment one day, turn it in the next day, work on that assignment. That's why I didn't. That's another reason why I didn't end up streaming last night, which I really wanted to do, but I didn't end up getting it to it because I was doing that and then taxes, and I was just like, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. So I watched some Attack on Titan before I went to bed, though. So
Yeah. Well, you are getting there. You're getting there. I can't say anything really because I don't want to spoil you because being spoiled on Attack on Titan is like the worst shit ever. But
yeah,
I don't
I'm
know.
halfway through Devilman Crybaby.
You what?
I'm halfway through Devilman Crybaby, like the first season.
Oh.
Also,
Yeah, Devilman Crybaby.
I don't
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
go ahead.
animation as much as Attack on Titan.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it seems a little more boring.
It's weirder. It's a lot
Two-dimensional.
weirder. Well, I mean, I guess that's a preference thing. Like, cause like the guy who directs Devilman Crybaby, his name is Masaki Yuasa. He's like one of my favorite directors. He's such a good director, and all of his anime have like that weird, like that really weird art style. But some more than others, believe it or not, because Devilman Crybaby's art style is pretty weird. But then his other anime's art style are like even weirder, like much more bizarre, I guess. But I kind of like how Devilman Crybaby uses exaggeration a lot. I think that's one of anime's greatest strengths is to like use exaggeration, and that's something that I think turns people off. They'll be like, "Oh, I don't like anime because everything's exaggerated," and it's like, no, 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 no. Exaggeration is like a part of the attraction of it because you can use exaggeration as like you can use an exaggerated event or something as like a satire or like as a I don't know, as kind of like a reflection of something that's a little bit more realistic, I guess. That's like the advantage of using that. But yeah, definitely let me know your thoughts when you finish Devilman Crybaby because I really want to hear what you think about the ending. I feel like you won't like it, but actually I'm pretty sure you won't like it. It's not like the kind of not like that's like oh, that was just bad all around. It's
what
like
I
the type
hope
of not
is it
like
doesn't
as
end
in
on a
like,
cliffhanger. I hate movies that end on a cliffhanger and TV shows that end on a cliffhanger.
It doesn't really leave on a cliffhanger. It kind of leaves off on the opposite of a cliffhanger, honestly.
Okay. So, that's my only fear is that it'll end on a cliffhanger, and I've looked it up. I don't think they're planning on making another season. So.
No, you'll understand. I can't. That's all I can say. You'll understand. I think you'll understand.
How old are the students?
The source material.
How old? Are they college students? They seem like college students, but yet they're high schoolers. They seem like high schoolers at the same time.
Well, that's kind of an anime thing. Is like everyone's not everyone is in fucking high school. It's just there's like a disproportionate amount of anime series where characters are in high school. So I don't remember because I watched Devilman Crybaby years ago, but I'm pretty sure they're in high school. I think they are. But their high school is like a college for whatever reason.
Okay, but then the guy's all about taking pictures of her. It's just strange. That's where I'm gonna
It
end
is
that.
strange. Yeah, it's strange. It definitely is strange. I mean,
Okay.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
okay. It's okay.
It's
Everything is all
confusing a
right.
little bit too, but I do like how they the Devil Man look. He looks pretty cool.
Oh yeah, he looks fucking cool. He looks
He
badass.
looks better in the
The
like
original.
dark than in the light though. His I don't like his
Hmm.
colors. He's like green and red and makes him look like a luchador.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of on purpose because the original Devilman is like from like the 70s, and like it was a manga, and then it was like an anime, but the anime didn't really follow the manga, and it was kind of from what I remember about the original Devilman is that people kind of liked it because it was iconic, but it was like not really like the manga at all. So the original Devilman manga was like really dark, like really fucking dark, and then the anime was like about like action figures. It was basically made for like not about action figures. It was made to sell action figures, kind of like Transformers. So people liked it for a different reason, and I could just be talking out of my ass because I don't remember that much. But and then the newer one is just like a completely new take on it, except it does follow like a lot of the things
Is it
about
called
the old one.
Devil Man?
But yeah, the original is just Devilman by Go Nagai. It doesn't look really anything like it at all. It almost looks like a fusion of like
Oh
Osamu
yeah.
Tezuka's artwork
Don't
and
they
like
mention this version of the TV show in the actual anime? I think they do because the kid looks
maybe.
they at one point the kid looks up uh Devilman on like the on their TV or computer thing or something. And this I think this pops up. Yeah, but this looks
Maybe I
totally
know they're like
different.
yeah, it's like old and it's way different. But I'm a sucker for old ass anime. Like I don't know. I love it. I just love it. See, I don't know. The thing about old anime as compared to new anime is that so much shit comes out now. Like so much anime comes out now, and everybody is like, everybody wants to be like, okay, this show is good. It's like, yeah, okay, yeah. Every single anime show is good. Every seasonal show is good, and it's like, nah, because we have the advantage of looking into the past and seeing the stuff that kind of has the stuff that is stuck and the stuff that has aged well. You know, so it's like you have like a more I don't know how to explain it. Like you just have like a I guess you have like a you have the advantage of knowing whether something has ah, see, now I'm having a hard time explaining this. There's just a lot of seasonal anime and not all of it is good. But people think all of it is good because it's like new and popular and hip. If that makes sense. So
Mhm.
older anime is just more, the stuff that's good out of older anime to me, it just sticks in my fucking head like so much. Like Macross and like Legend of the Galactic Heroes and fucking all your classic 90s anime like Trigun and all that shit. And like I don't know, it just sticks with me. It just sticks with me more. But I mean, it's really not a matter of it being older. It's a matter of the quality of the writing. Because there's like shit like Attack on Titan is fairly modern, and I think it's like one of the best written shows like ever. Same thing with Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood and Death Note. All those really popular like modern series. Like I fuck with those like really hard. But
I do want to try Full Metal Alchemist. I've heard a lot about it. I also want to do the Evangelion. I think that's what it's called.
oh, Evangelion.
Evangelion. Yeah. I that's one
Uh,
I also want to try, but that's mostly because I like the theme music.
oh, the music in Evangelion is great. If you're gonna watch Evangelion, just don't watch the last two episodes. Basically, just watch the entire series and then watch the movie, the end of Evangelion movie, because that way you'll have a more complete experience. Like the last two episodes of Evangelion, like the series, TV series, aren't even worth watching. Like I'm just gonna be real, it's terrible. It's not even worth watching. Like it's atrocious. Like they had something so good and then they just kind of poo-pooed it with the last two episodes. But I mean, of course there are reasons. I'm not saying, I'm not blaming anyone. Like shit happens, I get it. But the movie is like so good. Like End of Evangelion is so fucking good. It's such a good fucking movie. Such a good like ending to the series. So, well, that's a little bit of a tirade. So, but. And as for Fullmetal Alchemist, I would recommend watching. There's two series. There's Fullmetal Alchemist, and then there's Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Yeah, Brotherhood, I think is better. There are people who prefer the original. It's like it's really a different story, honestly, but it's not bad. It's like it's its own thing. So there's that. And there's kind of a similar thing with Hunter x Hunter too, where there's like an old Hunter x Hunter and a new Hunter x Hunter. I need to watch the old one. I haven't seen the old one, and I need to watch it because Hunter x Hunter is like one of my favorite manga, one of my favorite anime ever. But yeah.
I do have a question. It's not over anime. I kind of want to get a little more. Do you want to go ahead and review Raw and then talk about Unhinged? Because I know you wanted to talk about
you know
Unhinged
what?
also.
Yeah.
Do you want to go ahead and rate?
Yeah,
and
I did not even think about that.
Raw, and then we'll talk about Unhinged.
Yeah, just let me go. Let me take a bathroom break real quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna mute myself for a second.
Okay. Let me pull. Let's watch some Mizkif, I guess. This is all I can think of to do
today. And Addie, you're gonna. What kind of fun do you think you're gonna have today?
Lots of fun.
Lots of fun. That's a good
something
kind.
I was watching earlier.
Helping.
We'll just wait till he gets back.
Helping everybody. Celine?
He didn't even let her speak.
I didn't hear the question. I'm sorry.
What kind of fun do you think you can find here?
Hey guys, it's my birthday. Love you, Lizzie.
Happy birthday, buddy.
All kinds of fun. Repeat after me. Abracadabra, 1, 2, 3.
Abracadabra, 1, 2, 3.
Now it's time to see what we see.
That guy's just not having it.
Oh my goodness.
How's everybody doing? My name's Mr. Wacky. Welcome to the Inflatable Run.
Give Mr. Wacky a nice round of applause, everybody.
What's up, Mr. Wacky? What's going on?
Mr.
No,
Wacky,
I'm not
this
giving
is
him an applause.
Yeah, this is great. You guys.
Let me see everybody do their Mr. Wacky then.
Yo.
That guy's just not having it.
60%
Guy in
of
the
this
black
country
jacket.
believe that this country will be divided when we wake up tomorrow. And so this is an area. Oh no! We've got a
Super
voter here
embarrassing.
from Arkansas as well, Lester.
Oh,
but what
now
we
you're
wanna
gonna interview
tell
him.
you is- Yeah, let's hear it.
Sound like McConnell.
Now you're gonna interview him.
Okay, I'm back. Did I miss anything?
No, I'm just watching Mizkif.
Oh, okay.
Let me change. Discord. Boom. Boom. We're back.
All right. So, Raw. Final thoughts. Is everything all right?
Yeah, I think my charger's not plugged in. Oh, I found it.
Uh-oh.
It hasn't been charging this entire time. So I'm like a half battery.
Oh, what hasn't?
My MacBook.
What is it? What? Oh, okay. Is that what you're streaming off of?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is it on?
Uh-oh, you made a mistake. You made a mistake, my friend.
Hey, it's okay. This thing charges pretty fast. Is it on? Yeah, it's charging now. We're good.
Okay. All right. Everything's good. Real quick side note. This is completely unrelated. I have a fucking hankering for fucking McDonald's right now, and I don't even eat out that much. I don't even fucking I don't even know. There's one nearby, and I feel like going to fucking vor some McDonald's. And I know it sounds fucking disgusting, but it's just true. But anyway, I think it's because we're talking about this movie. Like you said, don't eat this movie. Well, don't eat this movie. God fucking damn. You said don't watch this
I
movie
don't
while
recommend
eating.
eating this movie either. So.
You know what? Yeah. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna be real though. I could have eaten in this movie. I forgot to eat during this movie, but I could have eaten. I could have eaten and been fine during the even during the gross scenes. I could have eaten and been fine.
I would say the same. Now that I've watched it this time, I think I remembered it being a lot worse, like a lot more like Human Centipede or something. But I think I could have also.
It was still nasty
eat while eating it. So.
Eat while eating it. See, you are thinking of
Eat
the
while
same.
eating it.
Yeah, you're
Dang.
thinking the same thing. Okay. So I probably should have thought of a rating beforehand. So do you want to go first or?
I guess I didn't think of a rating beforehand either. So
So
I think it's really well shot. I think there are scenes that are
on the spot.
unnecessary. I think there are scenes that are kind of unnecessary, such as the dad taking off the shirt at the end. And then some. I don't like the fight scene kind of between the two sisters, but I'd say I give it about an 8 or 9. 8.5, let's say 8.5.
Okay. That's fair enough. I
swear if you give
funnily
it a 10.
enough. No.
Okay.
Definitely not a 10. I mean, it definitely has, for me, the aspects that stick out the most are the direction. I thought the direction was fucking amazing. I thought the cinematography was great. I thought the characters were awesome. They were so well written. And I think the themes of it were really solid. Like you said, there are things I didn't like I liked the final scene, honestly. Like I kind of liked it because it's a nice little note to leave on, but it's a bit unnecessary for shock value, but it's fine. But the fight between them, yeah, I kind of didn't like that scene, but I get the point of it. So I think I'm gonna have to give it the same rating as you. I think I'm gonna give it an 8.5. I really like this one. I really like this movie, and I would recommend anyone who's not squeamish or a child to watch it.
And let's just tell you, 8.5 is really good for us. 8.5 is a really
8.5
good
is very
review.
high.
It's almost a
If
10.
8.5 is low.
So.
Oh well, I mean, that's okay. People will always be mad about ratings. But the thing is that an 8.5, you gotta keep in mind, anything above a 5 is good, because 5 is average, So even a 7 is good, so an 8.5 is very good, in my eyes at least. I mean, obviously we give it the same score, so we have a similar view on this. I feel like, but yeah, 8.5. If it did I think that it probably had a relatively low budget, and it did really well with that budget that it had, I think. So, this is just, I don't know, it's just a really good movie. No, I really liked it. I really like this movie. I would watch it again, and I'm glad I have the DVD.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Do you want to go ahead and do Unhinged now, or take a little break?
Yes.
Or I'm trying to think of what movie we should do next week. If you have any ideas, go ahead and.
I can think of a couple ideas, but I kind of want to talk about Unhinged first. I kind of just want to get into it because I totally forgot that I really wanted to talk about this movie.
Okay, well, go ahead and talk about Unhinged now. So.
Okay, I fucking loved this movie for totally none of the reasons that you should. This movie to me was so bad it was fucking good. Really. It was so unrealistic, so exaggerated, so fucking stupid and tropey. I was I fucking love it. I love seeing Russell Crowe be a fucking crazy fucking boomer maniac. And I fucking love it. Yeah, it's this is such a bad fucking movie. It is so bad. It is unbelievably fucking bad. But it makes it so good. The action scenes are all nonsense. It's all shaky cam fucking cutting every 5 seconds. The editing is total ass. But there are all these crazy fucking almost Breaking Bad situations where things are super high fucking tension. Super high tension, and so much is happening, and half of the movie is a fucking car chase, and it's not even an intense one, and characters do such stupid shit. They do things unnecessarily, they do dramatic shit just for posture that wouldn't make any sense. It's so good. There's this one fucking part where they're literally driving next to a fucking police officer trying to escape from this fucking maniac, okay? And then the maniac is in front of them and the police car, and they decide to pass him, They decide to pass this fucking guy so that he can ram them from behind. Like, what fucking stupid bullshit is that? I don't know. Matt, you told me you liked this movie, and like you told me you liked it like unironically, and so I was like, okay, so this has to be good. But I don't even know. Like, am I incidentally roasting your movie taste right now?
I actually really enjoyed this movie, and unironically, I really enjoyed this movie. It's,
oh,
but one thing I really did want to get your take on was that the scene where they're in the where Russell Crowe's character is at the table with the lawyer. What were your thoughts on that scene? How just insane it is.
Okay, so obviously I liked it. And I thought that it was the funniest shit because they tried to put in this narrative of like everyone being on their phones and not doing anything, you know? Like he's literally fucking like murdering people. He murders this guy, right? And like and there's people have plenty of time to try to stop this fucking obese Russell Crowe, this obese, if you will.
His fingers are like sausages. His fingers.
They're more
if
than
you
that,
look at
man.
them, they're like ginormous. They're like twice the size of a normal person's fingers.
They're like huge fucking like inflated bratwursts. But anyway. So he's like assaulting this fucking lawyer who did nothing wrong. I mean, he's a little bit of a conspicuous douchebag, right? Like the lawyer character, you're like, this guy is a fucking like, he's like the kind of guy that's like, he says a joke or something, he says something that he thinks is witty, but is like actually super obvious and then like laughs at his own joke. That's like him. That's the lawyer guy. So I kind of liked seeing Russell Crowe like fucking beat the shit out of him.
Well,
but I didn't like how they were kind of.
You know why he did that, right? There was a reason.
I know there was a reason. Because he was trying to make the girl have like a worse day or whatever.
No, the lawyer was having an affair with her.
Oh, and that's what made him mad. Okay,
yeah, because
I kind of picked up on that.
His wife had an affair with someone else, and that's why the divorce happened. And that's so this.
Well, wasn't she divorced though? Like, wasn't she already divorced? Like, if so.
They were kind of in the
like, why the fuck is he mad?
They were Russell Crowe was in the middle of a divorce. So was the girl.
But the girl, why should he care? Oh,
because
I see. That's the thing, though.
Road rage happens.
He is road rage. Oh my god.
What is it?
Okay, yes, but the road rage was so.
I've heard a story where
the road
someone
rage
actually did something like super insane.
It was so unrealistic, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there are. I'm sure it's happened before. But, like, the fucking beginning of this... Oh, my God. That fucking scene at the stoplight when they first meet. I literally laughed. Like, I recorded a video of myself, like, laughing at it because it was so... I was like, I have to record this for Matt because this shit is, like, hysterical. Like, it was making me have a fucking, like, crisis. Like, he's, like, intimidating them. He's intimidating them at this fucking stoplight, and he's like, roll down the window. And it's like... I was laughing so fucking... I was dead, dude. I was fucking dead. I was like, if the whole movie is like this will be the greatest bad movie I've ever seen.
This is literally how he is. He's just like...
Yes.
It's him trying to motion to roll down the window.
Yeah. And he's talking like a fucking edgy 15-year-old, too. Like, he's like, I'm gonna show you what a bad day is. You'll see. Everyone has a bad day. And I'm like, oh my god, shut the fuck up, dude. And it was, like, so funny. And, like, I mean, there was one thing. There was one clever thing that the movie did. One single clever thing that I remember. When he's on the phone with her, and he's asking her what, like, he's, like, basically asking her who he's gonna kill, right? He's like, who is it? Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Jebeki? Is it going to be blah, blah, blah? And she's like, no, this person, right? And so he, without it telling us, he just goes and chooses her brother without telling us, which is good. That's, like, clever. But also, it kind of ruined it after that because when he starts torturing the brother, he makes the brother write a note, right? And then read it out to her. And there's no point. Why not just make him say it? Like, what the fuck? Why is there a fucking letter? Just make him say it to her. She's on the fucking phone. Okay, I understand writing it down. Why not just write it down yourself and have him read it, you fucking moron? Like, Jesus Christ.
I did not notice
I don't
that,
know.
but now that I think about that, that's pretty funny, actually.
You see what I'm saying?
He would have wrote it down so much quicker than he would have, and just said, "Hey, read this." On the, because it took him probably about an hour and a half to write that small paragraph.
Yes. It took him forever, and he's like, "Now read it." And it's like, why did you make him write it down then read it? Like, it's not gonna do any more mental damage to him. You're already like, if you're gonna make him say it anyway, why make him write it down? It was so fucking dumb.
You want to hear one of my favorite scenes that's like super insane is where the guy's holding the knife out at Russell Crowe's character, and he's holding the girl, and he just goes like boom boom with the girl right on the knife. It's like,
oh
look
yeah,
you killed her.
Yeah. I like that scene. Yeah.
That was also a pretty intelligent thing, also, but that was also super funny. But
it was very funny. I think this whole time I was kind of idolizing Russell Crowe's character. I was calling him like the Rage Beast. Like, I kept calling him the Rage Beast. I kept calling him like the O Beast or something. Like, every scene he was in, I was like, oh shit, it's the Rage Beast. The fucking Rage Beast is here. And then he just comes in. This man defies logic. Like, he defies all knowing. He comes into a fucking place. Okay, he destroys everything, kills people, and then just drives away, like, several times, and he's just fine. The cops don't get on him.
Another thing that defies logic is the girl, like the mom. Why?
Mm-hmm.
I kept saying this in my head. Just go to a police station, stay in the police station, and make sure, like, because then you're not gonna have the chance of getting hit by him, or like ran over like that police car just straight through.
Right.
Why don't you just go to a police station?
And
there's no chance. He might drive into it like the Terminator or something and then get out, but there's a lot of police with guns. He doesn't have a gun. We know
it's
he
like
doesn't
you're at
have
a fucking
gun.
police station. Yeah. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Plus,
she insists.
Plus, the whole ending
She
is
insists to stay on the road.
The whole ending is about basically him going after the son. So if you take the son to the police station, they'll put you in that room, like a room that's sealed off from the outside. How's he gonna get in there? He's not gonna be able to.
Yeah.
Plus, that would have been it would
I
have
don't
been
know.
cool to show how insane he was if he came in there like the Terminator, just with a baseball bat against
Just charge
a bunch
into
of
the
police.
fucking police station. Yes. That would be pretty cool, but it could have also been like any number of things, right? Like, it didn't even have to be a police station. She could have just hid somewhere. Like she could have just fucking hid somewhere. And it was like, you know what was really fucking dumb too? Like on top of all the dumb shit, right? They find out that he's tracking them using the iPad and the phone, right? And they're like, immediately your first thought should be, all right, we need to get rid of this fucking thing so he has no chance of finding us. And they're like,
Let's
no,
just keep it.
let's keep it.
We can track him.
Yeah, let's just keep it. So yeah, we can track him because we want to go to him for fucking stupid reasons. We want to go and kill him.
They're going from defensive to offensive for no reason. You already know this guy has the guts to kill someone. You don't know that you can kill someone and stuff. You clearly know he can.
And you're with your son. Yeah. And it's like this man has committed several crimes in the last couple of hours, right? So it's like the police are already on him, okay? He might kill a couple police. Actually, no, he does. He does fucking squash a police officer. Yeah.
Straight through.
With his fucking with his rage beast.
He's like a
fucking
monster truck. Not even a monster truck can do what he did with that police car. You noticed that, right?
No, yeah.
Not even a monster truck
for
can
real.
go straight through a car like that.
And it was like, oh my god, it was fucking insane. And like, this man is an idea. Like this man is a fucking idea. He represents like fucking just pure chaotic rage. Like, this is like some Warhammer 40K lore.
He's basically
fucking,
the
like,
Hulk.
Shit.
He's like the Hulk, but behind
like
the
this
wheel
man-
of a car.
Yes, this man is fucking. He's literally Angron. He's Angron come to fucking Earth. That's who he is. But I don't know, man. That's the thing. I love this movie for how bad it was. So like, like, I don't know. I'm not trying to seem like a dick because I know you liked it unironically, but I think it tried to hammer down on certain themes that were just so fucking unrealistic, right? Like with the phones thing. They tried to make a subtle little detail about how everybody was on their phones when all this shit was happening. And it's like, no, it's like that would not happen. If someone started fucking murdering someone in the middle of a fucking sit-in diner, okay, people would fucking bum rush your ass. They would fucking get your ass. They would. He's not even armed. He's not even a fucking armed guy. Someone would literally just walk up to this fucking dude and just beat the shit out of him. That's what would happen. Like, no question about it. Like, there's no way people would start taking out their, like, some people might take out their phones and record it, but there is no fucking way he would get away with that.
In the diner, they clearly show that he's surrounded by tons of people. Now, in that little moment, you see all the people with the phones, they would have sent that immediately, and then they would have known, yeah, okay, why isn't someone calling the cops right then? No, everyone's taking video footage of it.
Of course, that's because that's what's gonna happen. It's like, no, and that's not realistic at all. And I mean, I understand it's exaggeration, right? I get it, like I fucking get it, but it feels so forced. And like the news footage at the beginning, like name another fucking cliche from a movie. Name a single more overused fucking cliche from a movie other than the fucking the news segments playing at the beginning. Like seriously, it's like. It's so dumb.
Did you
but so
end
good.
up looking at like car accidents, like road rage videos on YouTube after the movie?
No,
because
no, I was just laughing.
You can clearly see tons of those. That little roll of like road rage is like a big problem and everything. You can see some of those accidents and stuff on YouTube videos because they just took them off of YouTube and put them on. It's pretty much just a compilation that they put their little effects over.
Yeah. Also, oh shit, what was I gonna say? I was gonna point out something else dumb. Oh yeah. At the gas station, that scene was fucking hilarious. Like, because the guy came out, he was like, hey bro, what the fuck, bro? And it felt so dumb. Like, it really felt like, okay, maybe this is a stretch, right? Well, not only bad acting, but maybe this is like, I feel like this might be a stretch, just a little bit. But it felt a little bit misogynistic in a way to me because it was like the woman came in there to the gas station and she's like, holy shit, this guy's following me, right? And then it's like, and then she asked for the guy's help. And so the guy goes out there, but instead, right, he's just like, it's okay, I'm a man, I'll take care of this. And it's like, fucking, I mean, is she really not intelligent enough to like just fucking like not go back to her car or not, like do something else? Like is it really that fucking difficult?
I do also find
I don't know.
funny.
Like it doesn't.
What is it? He goes after the kid, even though the kid is like the most polite one during that whole scenario at the beginning. He's just like, "Mom, say sorry, please," and just like trying to. But he goes after the kid at the end to try to show her and try to get her to apologize, and he never apologizes for what he did or any of the murders he did. But road rage, I guess, honking a horn can cause a lot.
Yeah, it is kind of funny that, to think that all this shit, like this man's fucking like rage mode was caused by a little fucking like honky horn honk. And he was like, what did he say? He's like, you didn't even give me a love tap. Is that what it's called? A love tap?
Beep, beep,
where they
beep,
honk
beep,
it twice
beep,
or whatever?
Beep,
yeah,
beep,
yeah.
Beep, beep. That's his love tap.
Like, yeah, he's like, you didn't even give me a love tap. He's so pissed about it.
That's literally
like,
how he sounds too. You didn't even give me a love tap. Boop, beep, beep. You know what a love tap sounds like?
Where you press it a couple times so you let them know not to be rude. And it's like, it's so good. But I kept wondering, right? I kept wondering the whole time. I was like, why the fuck did Russell Crowe take this? Like, did Russell Crowe think this was a good idea? Or is he just like Nicolas Cage, like willing to take any fucking movie he can get? Because Russell Crowe is a good actor. He is a good actor, like genuinely. So it's like, what the fuck?
His acting in this movie is the best out of the whole cast, though. Still. I still believe that.
You know
his
what?
acting
I agree.
is the best. And he did gain a
I
lot of weight.
fucking agree.
He did gain a lot of weight for the role. And even though I still think he did put on a fat suit he did gain a lot of weight, but he also put on a fat suit. Because I don't think that he could be like that big. Because he's an
possible.
Actor. He's an actor, so he has to lose all that for another role. Just think about that.
Yeah.
But his acting.
And
is
actually,
like
you
the
know what? That
best.
kind of reminded me. Oh yeah, he's a great actor. Yeah, he's a fucking great actor. But that actually kind of reminded me of what I want to do for my recommendation this week, and I hope you haven't seen it because it's not an anime movie. It's a movie that I watched recently. It's pretty popular, honestly. But well, okay, I'll save telling you what it is for
the end.
Later. Yeah, for the end.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. Despite the fact that Russell Crowe's his performance in its own way was good, it's just this weird gray area where it's like this movie is fucking terrible and it has good aspects to it, but it's like this fusion. It's this fusion of bad shit. Like all the things that I get from this movie are unintentional. Like I don't get like a message about like social media and fucking like road rage. I get like a message of like a man possessed by some deeper astral entity to like fucking rage. Like this man's like the fucking doomslayer of fucking like real life. Like his rage is unending and it's entertaining as shit. So yeah, that's all I can say.
Yeah, but his performance is like an A+ for me for this role. But I think it's more a problem with the writers. Just the writers trying to make up storylines that don't make sense. But you got to give them credit because this is one of the first movies that released in theaters after COVID-19. Mm-hmm. So, and they knew that it was going to get overlooked and everything. But I got recommended this by a guy at work, and I watched it, and I was like, man, this is actually unironically pretty good. But then I guess the way you watch movies is subjective. I think subjective is the word. So some people may see it as like really bad or really good, and then some people just don't have a feeling or opinion on it. I think this is one of those movies where
it's subjective.
It depends on who it is watching.
Well, yeah, everyone will have different opinions on it. Like art is subjective entirely, really. So, I mean, I don't know. I kind of felt like the messages were ham-fisted, and I didn't think it was the worst movie, but I felt it sat in this middle area where it's kind of bad and good at the same time. Like if you said I came up to me and said unironically, Ty, what would you rate this movie? Like out of 10? Like aside from like the comedy factor, what would you give it? And I would say like a 5, because it has some good aspects.
That's what I was expecting.
Also has yeah. But if you said Ty, what would you rate this movie as a comedy? As like a sitcom movie, and I would say like a 9. So like I don't know if it blends together almost to me to make like I'd say like it's like a good 7. It's like a good 7 for anyone. But if you find it like I don't know,
it's a movie that takes.
I found it more as a comedy.
It's a movie that takes itself too seriously, and in that them trying to take it too seriously, it wasn't taken seriously by the critics or the audiences. That's what I feel.
Yeah.
They kind of lost
at the very least by me.
But I did not watch this movie for a lesson or like to learn about like why social media and stuff is like horrible or anything. I watched it for the story, and I think that's where I kind of you coming from anime, the direction of anime, you may like look for deeper meaning in things. I did not look for deeper meaning in this movie. I think that's what I did not look for a lesson or a theme or anything. I just wanted to see Russell Crowe. I just wanted to see fat Russell Crowe being evil and crash into cars. So
see, that actually makes sense then. I kind of get that, right? Because like I go into movies with the expectation usually that I'm gonna get like some kind of thematic significance out of it. That's just kind of what I look for. So I came into this, I was like, all right, what's the theme? What's the idea? What's the point of this movie? and I kind of came out like, okay, so the point of this movie was intended to be, like it's about social media and road rage and being rude to people and how to transform. I don't know, like how to be more kind to people, I guess, is like what they're going for. But what I really got, like what I really felt was just like a fucking man possessed by rage. Like some other, like it was almost like supernatural. His rage was so powerful that it was like almost supernatural. And I love it. I love that aspect. I love that idea. Like it's so good. Like it just defies anything. It's just so fun. And like the characters act so dumb. I love it so much. I love it so much. What would you give it?
I'd give it maybe a 7.5. I like it, but I don't want to say that I like it so much that I'll rewatch it or anything. I think there's only one movie that I'll rewatch over and over again, and that's Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And that's just because I really enjoy that movie, and I think John Hughes is pretty good. But I think that I'd give it a 7 because it tries to take itself too seriously, that it kind of loses that effect. And it does push a lot of that political idea on you, social media and stuff. And I don't like when a movie suffers the story to push a motive. I don't know if that's the right way I should put that. I don't like when movies do that.
I get it. Like when they sacrifice everything else just for the theme.
That's what this movie's trying to do. But it doesn't do it the way they want it to. So I'd give it a 7, maybe a 7.5. I don't know. I don't want to say like 9 or 10 because I feel like there's a lot of stuff I'd change if I were to create this movie. Such as like I changed the cast. I'd probably put Emily Blunt in the main role of like the mom because I think she'd be a pretty good mom.
Oh yeah.
I'd put her as the mom.
And you know what?
I like the kid. I like the kid though.
Kid fit, yeah. But what do you think about this, right, for this movie? What about, okay, I might be the only one saying this, but hear me out. John Goodman as the Rage Beast. John fucking Goodman as the Rage Beast. He has the voice, he has the fucking weight, he has the feel. Like, I just feel like he was Rage Beast than Russell Crowe.
I don't feel like John Goodman is super intimidating.
No, he's not, but that's the thing.
The point
though, right?
of it is
like,
for the Russell Crowe to look like an intimidating person. But I don't know.
Okay, think of John Goodman in The Big Lebowski. Okay, all right, and then put him as the Rage Beast. You're telling me you would not be scared shitless?
No, I would not.
If he had that much rage in him.
You know why? Because whenever I hear John Goodman, I always think of the TV show Community as him like in charge of the AC, like air conditioning area, and like that area, or like him as like Sully from Monsters Incorporated. I always see him as the good guy, or like even like the Flintstones, the live action Flintstones. I see him as like the good guy, the main. I see him as a good guy rather than I don't see him as a bad. Like in that type of role. So I wouldn't say I'd change some of the roles. So yeah, I'd change Emily Blunt. I put Emily Blunt as the mom because I think she's a pretty good mom figure, or a mom actor. A Quiet Place, she's done horror before, but she knows how to not go, like, be insane in a role. Like, I don't think she knows how to act, but not go over the top and not go under. She knows just how to get it just right for each role. I like the boy.
I think
the boy is perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I would change the brother or the fiance because they're not major characters.
They were perfectly hateable.
They're not major characters. They're barely seen in the movie. So I think just change the mom. Now this isn't like I'm not trying to be like cause hate on the actress or anything for it. I just don't think this role is right for her. I think there are better roles for her. I just don't think she was made for this role. Because I don't think she really pushes that tear. She doesn't give off. She seems too young, also. So.
Well, I mean, see, I kind of have a different take on that because my mom is really young. And my mom had me as a teenager, so I kind of saw a little bit of my mom in her. But so I kind of saw like that the young mom, that type of thing. But I didn't really think she gives off mom vibes. She doesn't really give me mom vibes, So I kind of agree with you on that. Like, she wasn't as badass as I wanted. Like, I want to see a badass mom, right? If you're gonna make a movie about a rage beast chasing down a mom and her kid, like, for fuck's sake, just give me the catharsis of like, I understand the mom ended up getting his ass, but like, I want to see a rage beast mom. I want to see the fucking rage beast mom go against the rage beast man. I want to see some shit. I want to see, yeah.
Well, yeah, and
I think
also,
you know what I mean.
I understand, but also every time she comes up with an idea, it's half-assed. She doesn't even trust in her own ideas. She doesn't even trust in, like, looking at the iPad and trying to track him. It's like she doesn't think through things the way like a mom would. No.
Like a human would. She
yeah,
doesn't
like
think
a human.
Like a human.
Or
They do not write her like a human.
Plus, this is at that point where they figure out the iPad and everything. It's the man, Russell Crowe's character, is threatening her son's life. Now, a real mom would have had that an adrenaline rush and would have been thinking straight, kind of thinking a little more about the son and stuff. And I know if I was the mom, I would have taken the son to a safer place. I would have,
like, just anything, right? Just like, I don't know. I feel like
throwing
in our
the iPad
brains,
out the window would have been a good way to do that.
Yes, just throw the fucking iPad out the window. And I understand he was already by them, right?
Put it on another car. Put it on another car and follow him.
Yeah, guess so, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't really want to endanger somebody else, but I do understand that would work. Yeah. I don't know, but I kind of think...
Yeah, ethics.
Okay, we have to make a little disclaimer, though. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we can't really speak from the perspective of a mom.
What if you put it on the police officer's car?
I mean, he did end up dying anyway, but that's the thing is, though, you can't really tell, like, the future. So, I mean, I guess if you fucking hate police, then I guess if you can justify that.
The police are going to care more if one of their own gets hurt rather than this guy's threatening people and doing all that. So
okay.
That's when,
so you're thinking
it kicks it into high gear once that police officer dies. You realize that, right?
Yeah.
All the police suddenly are
once he dies,
up and running and going after this guy right after it. They don't care too much. There's only like one police officer that shows up at that house. But then once that police officer dies and gets straight into the car, and it's just...
Then it's fucko mode.
Yeah, it's just like the police, they've taken one of our own. We need to take him down.
Yeah.
I do think...
Which is kind of fucked, really. But it's accurate. It's accurate. It's fucked, but it's accurate.
Well,
like, that kind of reminds me of this scene... Oh, go ahead.
I was thinking that this would be that type of movie where they'd make a sequel of it, and they make massive sequels for some reason.
Yeah.
But I don't think it made enough money because of when they chose to release it. I think if COVID-19 hadn't been happening and everything, it would have been had a better box office than it did.
Well, you know what I'd like to see? Like, I'd like to see a sequel. I'd like to see a sequel where Russell Crowe comes back as like a zombie, like as like a hellish thing, right? Like, and it's like the idea is that his rage was so strong that he just fucking like resurrected from the dead, right? Because I'm just gonna say it. There's something supernatural about this fucking movie. So, I want to see the sequel where he comes back, okay, and the kid is like an adult or something, right? And he has kids, right? And so the guy seeks him, out. Russell Crowe seeks him out, and he tries to kill him, and then like it's like the same shit. I don't know. I'd like to see that.
What I kept thinking was
like if they just doubled down.
Was that if you put like in the same car, you put like Jason Voorhees in the car. Just pack the car full of like these famous monster, like a horror movie like slashers, like Freddy Krueger in the back. They're all just riding in the car, chasing after this one woman.
Yeah, like make fucking Russell Crowe's Rage Beast an icon of horror. Why is he not an icon of horror? Why not? Like, seriously,
he is definitely really scary though. Like,
oh yeah,
he's unhinged.
Like in a, Yeah, he's get it? He's unhinged. They said the title of the movie. Wow, that's deep. That's
Roll credits.
That's deep. Yeah. Oh, and the final scene too. That was a whole fucking thing. Like where it's like they go to the stop. It's like a stoplight or something, and then they stop, and then like they almost get in a crash, and they're like, "Oh my god!" And she's like goes to honk the horn, which is what you should do in that situation because it's
no.
like fuck you. He's like, "Mom, don't do it. You're gonna cause another fucking rage demon." It's so dumb.
You know what would have
And
been
then they just go.
hilarious is if the horn on the car was like possessed, and whenever you honk the horn, just someone became possessed with like some sort of demon that would go after them.
Yes, that'd be good.
So like every time
That'd be
they
very
honk the horn, it's like
good.
some sort of spirit comes out of the car and just possesses this person to go chase after them the entire time.
Maybe that's what happened. Maybe that is what happened. Maybe that's why Russell Crowe was so pissed. I don't know. Didn't they also at the end of the thing, like it did the funny thing where they pan, like they kind of pan out, or like the camera goes to the sky while they play like they played some rock song turned into like an.
It was a cover of a rock song. I remember. I really hated it. It was like a really good rock
me
song
too.
that they covered in like some sort of country music.
Yeah.
It was
And they like,
really bad.
and it makes no sense. Yeah, it makes no sense.
Can
for
you
it to be
feel
there
it
and,
coming
like,
in the air tonight? Can you feel it?
Maybe.
Coming in the... I don't know.
In the air tonight.
Let me look it up.
Hold on. No, it wasn't that. I don't think it was that. But whatever it was like they did the thing that they do in movie trailers that everyone hates. You know.
Oh, Don't Fear the Reaper. That's what they did. They did.
Oh, yes,
Don't Fear
that's
the
why I
Reaper,
hated it.
But they did it in like some sort of country version. It's by Keith Shelley and Athens.
Yeah.
Don't Fear the Reaper. That's Reaper. That's why I really.
You
The
caught
word-
yourself lacking there for
The
a
word
second.
we tried to stay off of earlier is what comes out of my mouth.
Don't be the Reaper. Oh god.
Twitch fails.
No. Oh god. It's okay. It was an accident. But
Yeah, but I really
Yeah.
hated that. I think it would have been better just to play the real song, but I think that the people who were choosing the music thought that it was overplayed and overused. So
they decided to make a worse version.
let's
of
just
it.
cover it. Let's just do a cover of
Yeah.
it. Make it sound a little different. But now, what would you review this movie if you were to take it serious? Not look at the main, like the political aspects and the motive of the movie or the themes, but just story
technical
alone. The
aspects?
story alone.
Honestly, the story was not good. The story was my least favorite part, probably, because it just was so like, aside from the political shit and whatever, it's like, I don't know. There were some high tension moments, there were some interesting ideas, but I just think it's like, what are you going to do with this story? Like, what are you really gonna do? Guy gets mad, chases. It's like an idea of like if you got in a road rage incident, and then someone like attacked you or something. It's just like, I don't know. It feels very forced and artificially like lengthened to me. So, yeah, the story I just didn't care much for at all.
I think the acting is what kind of drives it. Russell Crowe alone kind of carries the whole movie.
Yeah, Russell Crowe should get a fucking.
It's the same with.
Emmy
have you seen
or
the New
Grammy, whatever the
Mutants?
fuck. No, I haven't.
Well, yeah.
Is it that DC? Is that a DC?
It's the
thing?
X-Men movie.
Oh, duh.
It's the
yeah,
last
yeah,
like
yeah.
20th Century Fox movie that they released under 20th Century Fox or something, where they chose to release it. They released it at the same time as this, I think, and they got a lot of more people watching that than they did watch Unhinged. But it's the same thing. You only have one actress like pulling the entire cast, and that's Anya Taylor-Joy, I think. She was in the Queen's Gambit and stuff recently. So, we might do that one at some point. I don't know. But
Yeah.
we already kind of reviewed it.
Well,
I
I
gave
mean-
it a 7. This movie a 7, so.
Yeah. I'd give it an overall 7 for everyone. A 9 for enjoyment. And then a 5 for actual quality. That's what I'd give it. So yeah. I mean, should we go into recommendations now? Because I think I have a good one, and I really hope you haven't seen it. Like, I fucking really hope you haven't seen it.
Your recommendation, is that going to be the film for next week?
Well, yeah, it might as well be, because I mean, we did 2 movies this week. I feel like it might. I don't know. I will.
Did you break up again? Hello? I think he broke up right when he was talking. Oops. Don't go back to Miskiff. He'll come back, hopefully. We'll see. He's back. Can we hear him, though?
Oh, okay. We good? We good?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Okay. I don't know if was that me. Was that me or was that you? I don't know.
That was you, I think. That I didn't have a problem. I stayed in this, and I got 3 bars the whole time.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So, like I was saying, I don't think I'd have a problem doing 2 movies, but like that's up to you if you want to or not.
wanna do
I feel
2
like if like
movies.
I recommended one, you say you do or you don't.
I don't want to do 2 movies. Because
Okay.
I'm
All right,
thinking
so
about
then
maybe
I guess-
stream some, just like watching YouTube or something after this. I might wait till a little later. I just don't want to stream while the Super Bowl's going on, because I won't get any
Yeah.
viewers.
Definitely. Understand. Okay, so my movie is Blade Runner, the original Blade Runner, directed
Harrison
by
Ford?
Ridley Scott. Yep,
I have not seen that.
1982.
So I have not seen
Okay.
that.
Great sci-fi movie. I think it is my favorite sci-fi movie. Okay, like I expected it to be not as good as it was. Like, I don't know. I watched it. I was so impressed by it. I loved it so much, and it inspired a lot of shit too. Like, it inspired a lot of shit that I liked. Like, especially anime. Like you can tell, like, Mamoru Oshii took a lot from it. The guy who directed Angel's Egg, like, you can tell, like in Ghost in the Shell, and that he took a lot from it. And you could Rutger Hauer is like the main villain, and he was like the physical inspiration for my favorite character of all time. So it's like a lot of shit in this movie like inspired things that I really care about. But the movie itself is also incredible. And like for like the early 80s, like this movie feels so much older than it does. Like, and that's just a Ridley Scott thing, I feel like. Cuz like even in Alien, you see it in Alien, the cinematography feels like fucking like today. It hasn't aged a bit. Like, it's beautiful. I mean, well, you've seen Alien, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, like, you know what I'm talking about then, how like the cinematography just feels new. Like, it feels fresh always.
But I think Ridley Scott movies just have some sort of nostalgia. 'Cause he did Gladiator and
Yeah.
stuff. I've pulled up his list, trying to think of what movies he's done. And I think just with his style comes like a nostalgia feeling.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen Gladiator yet. I actually haven't seen Gladiator.
Oh, he's doing the new Death on the Nile movie that's supposed to come out. Do you know what that is?
Well, I hope it's good.
It's an, Agatha
No, I don't
Christie.
know what it is, but
He did Murder on the Orient Express, which had Johnny Depp, Daisy Ridley, Josh Gad, and it's a murder mystery. By Agatha Christie. It's one I'd recommend. That's gonna be my recommendation. Is Murder on the Orient.
So what's it called again?
Murder on the Orient Express.
You say martyr, or
Murder.
murder?
Hey, I can go ahead and just Do you have the stream up on your phone or something? I could just show you.
I'm just gonna search it up and.
This is the movie I'm talking about.
Found it. I found it.
That one's a good one.
Yeah, I found it.
Have you seen it?
No, I just found it on the. I found the.
So do you want to make Blade Runner next week's film?
Yeah.
Or did you have another choice?
For sure.
Blade Runner?
Well, I had I had another movie, but like you said, you don't want to do two, so I don't really know. Like, for example, like, I kind of want to recommend another anime movie, but Blade Runner is also incredibly good, so I don't know.
I'll do...
Or, okay, how about...
We can do Blade Runner.
Oh, go ahead.
Just like, because we did an anime last week, and then we did, what is it? We did Raw and sort of Unhinged, but our main movie for this week was Raw. We just wanted to talk about Unhinged. So, do you want to go back? What's the anime movie? Let me see if I can find it on.
Well,
any
I was thinking of
streaming
getting.
services.
I was thinking of recommending something like fundamental, like something like absolutely necessary, like Akira, or like fucking like Perfect Blue, like something by Satoshi Kon, or you know.
I do Akira. But
Like like if you haven't seen it, yeah.
No, Akira's the movie, right? It's just a movie, not
Yeah, Akira's a
anime
movie.
series.
Yeah, it's a movie. No, it is a
do
manga,
Akira.
but it's just one movie.
Ghost in a Shell also.
Yeah, Ghost in the Shell is my shit. Like, that's my shit. Okay, I fuck hard with Ghost in the Shell. And the original especially is really good.
So it's really up to you. Would you like 2040? Not 2049. Blade Runner, the original one, not the sequel. Akira, or I don't know. I don't want to do Ghost in a Shell because there's a series based around that kind of. Akira doesn't really have a series.
Well, that's the thing though, is that Ghost in the Shell is just you can watch any of them just in and of themselves completely.
Okay.
So, but you know what? I'm actually gonna recommend a sleeper hit. I'm gonna recommend a fucking ultimate sleeper hit. Okay. It's an anime movie called Metropolis from 2001,
I've heard of this.
done by Studio Madhouse. It's an adaptation of sort of an adaptation of two things. It's kind of an adaptation. So it's an adaptation of Osamu Tezuka's story Metropolis that came out a long time ago, like in the 50s, which is an adaptation of a German movie called Metropolis, which came out in like the 20s. It's like one of like the first sci-fi films ever. So, but it's completely unique because it does its own thing. I personally thought this movie was like so fucking underrated. I thought it was so slept on. Like the direction was good, and I just love it so much. So yeah, Metropolis is mine.
Your next week pick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Might be a little bit hard to find, but
I'll find it. I know that they'll have it somewhere. If not, I'll release a text saying that we changed it to like Akira or something. It depends. I think I might be able to find it though.
Okay.
It says that it's on
That's
Netflix.
Good. Oh, is it?
But I think they're talking about the original 1977 one. I've seen that one.
Oh, you've seen the original? Okay, I haven't
Yeah.
seen the original. You know what'd be cool? You know what'd be really cool? If I watch the original and you watch the anime, and then we both come and like talk about it. You know?
Yeah, it's just I'm gonna have to try to find the original one also. I haven't seen it in a while. It's kind of like what is it? It's kind of like how I didn't watch. I just recently watched Raw again.
Yeah. Well, you can watch it on YouTube right here. For
The
free.
original Metropolis.
Yep, the original Metropolis by F. Lang.
Well, I think we got our picks for
Is that what
next
we're gonna
week.
do?
We can, yeah. I'll take.
All right.
We'll do that. Metropolis. I'll watch the anime version and I'll rewatch the original version, and then you can watch the original version. Is it your first time watching the original one?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna each have some new movies to kind of talk about.
Yeah,
So
it'll be awesome.
yeah, so
Yeah.
Do you want any shout outs or anything? Hopefully Austin will join us next week. We're kind of missing him, and it makes us sad.
Yeah. Yeah, it does make us a little bit sad. Well, yeah, it makes me a little. Yeah, it makes. Actually, okay, I didn't mean to
Does
say
it
that
or
in a way
does
that
it
sounded
not?
condescending.
Does it-
No. It does. I just I sometimes I say things and they come off as unintentionally like kind
Sarcastic.
of rude or something. I don't know. Yeah, or sarcastic. Yeah. I promise I'm not overly cynical about most things. But well, yeah. You know, Matt. You know me. So you know. But yeah.
Okay. I think that ends it for today. Hopefully
Yeah,
I'll be on a
absolutely.
little later with some Super Bowl ads. Gonna watch Super Bowl ads. Hopefully my brother will be able to join me for that. But I think that's all right now, right? Do you have any other thoughts or anything you
Yeah.
wanted to explain before we ended the stream?
Nope. I think I'm good.
Okay, that's all from us. Let's say bye, Ty. Bye.
All right. See you later.
Thanks for
Bye-bye.
watching.
Yes.